It's time to make a choice, Neo. Blue pill or red pill? What do you expect me to do? Dodge bullets? No, Neo. When you wake up, you won't have to. We, as humanity, as biological life forms, are being forced to wake up. You are being forced to wake up, Neo. You see, when you go outside and you see that there are people whose faces you can't see, whose emotions you can't tap into, who you have no ability to feel empathy for. Instead, you just see half a face with big wide eyes. Then you know that something is up, something is out of whack. When there are security guards on doors asking you, are you exempt? Are you allowed to be out here? When there are signs everywhere that say, stay 2 meters apart, now 3 meters apart. When you've got to go into a building and they put essentially a gun to your head to check your temperature, you know that something is up and we are being forced to wake up. And there's nothing new here. This had to happen for thousands and thousands of years. We have been lost. We have been spinning around in circles, repeating history again and again and again. And eventually something had to give. As forests are on fire, as we cut down billions of trees every single year, trees that have got so much wisdom within them. Just look at a tree that stands tall in one place, withstanding the elements for hundreds of years. Think about that. It's an intelligent living being. Just because it doesn't operate and perceive a reality like us doesn't mean that it's some dumb being that doesn't experience anything, that is just docile. No, it's alive, it's vibrant, it is connected. If you have drunk any plant medicines like ayahuasca, then you know that when you take the bark from a tree and you boil it up in water and you drink that, that's all it is. And then it does what it does by activating DMT. And you know that there is some serious wisdom within those trees. So cutting them down, that isn't such a good idea. That's pretty crazy in my book. 50 to 100 billion animals are slaughtered every single year. You do the maths on that. Every human being in the earth, if they eat 3 meals a day and have a portion of meat on that meal, can still not consume all the amount of animals that are being slaughtered every single year. So it's madness, right? It's madness, as Leonidas said from 300. And we are not having it anymore. It is time for us to wake up, Neo. Whilst this illusion, whilst this play unfolds before us, whilst the media tells you a tale of trickery and of lies, because media comes from the Greek goddess Medeus, the goddess of illusion. And as that spell is cast upon us, we continue to walk down a path of fire and brimstone. That is just, it is not serving us, it is not serving this planet. And so we are being pushed into this. We are being forced to wake up. And that's a good thing, because it's about time. These systems, these constructs that have been formed around us, this cage, is unsustainable. And as a autonomic AI controlled being attempts to steamroll over Mother Earth, and concrete the entire planet so that you can't put your bare feet on the earth and connect with the seed of Gaia at the center and the core of the earth, so that you, as it builds these great towers, so that you cannot get the coherent sunlight energy from our Father, the Sun, and the central sun, so that we make that connection from here all the way through our energy centers, our chakras, down through our feet and to the bottom, to the core, to the seed of Gaia in the earth, as these machines slowly but surely build this construct around us to disconnect us from ourselves, from life itself, biological life forms. As that happens, we start to open our eyes, we start to open our hearts, and we look more powerfully, and we see that things are not right, things must change. And while many people feel helpless, they're ostriches with heads in their sand, with their heads in the sand. There are those of you that can hear this message. There are those of you that can feel with your hearts that things had to change, that things must change, and that we have been pushed into this, forced into change. But what can we do about it? Well, it starts with making a decision. You see, right now we are at a time where a decision must be made. We were living in the westernized world, for many of us, in great comfort. And we became comfortably numb, Pink Floyd. We became complacent. We had the greatest of abundance, going to festivals, getting whatever food we want delivered to your door, having all these pleasures at our fingertips, whilst in the background something else has been happening, has been creeping in there. As this comfort has been slowly turning us into docile zombies, willing to silence ourselves, unable to critically analyze the media, the official narrative, with no ability to step outside of the box of the cage and walk another path. Whilst that's been happening, those machines have been working hard. And here we are, putting up towers everywhere to create a network that will power those machines so that they can be untethered, so that they can walk around and march around these streets, so that we have roads where we have self-driving cars on them. But self-driving cars would be great, it'll save lives. Yeah, but you ain't going down no country roads anymore. You're only going to be on the grid, the highway, motorway grid. You're not going to get to make a choice about where you go on that system. And it's been built before our eyes. So what can we do about it? As they force us into this situation, and so many more of you wake up, we make the decision. We say, I decide that I am biological life. I am not symbiotically connecting with AI and getting a Neuralink chip into my head. I used to think that was the way. I thought that was maybe a way out of this, that there were those that were creating those technologies, they were our saviors. But I've dived deep, my friends. I've dived deep, my fellow earthlings. And what I found there was not true love. What I found there was an illusion, a lie, deception. And as I talk to the trees, and I connect with the animals, and I mean connect with the animals, and I put my heart energy into them, and we combine the resonance energy of our hearts together, life has told me, it has said, that you are a biological life form, a being of love and light. Choose your side, Drew. And I choose. Yes. At the end of the day, light and dark are one and the same, good and bad. It's all the same thing. It's just another side of the coin. I know and understand the totality of all things. But in this moment, during this experience of life on earth as a human being. The most magnificent being on the planet, not better than, not more important than, not more intelligent than any other being, but the most incredible, the most powerful, because we have a supersonic spaceship for a body. This instrument that can channel, that can express, and the opposite of expression is depression. And so many people right now are depressed because they're not expressing. And so I encourage you to stand up and express your truth, to speak your truth, to share it creatively. And that's what we must do. We must choose our side. Because if you don't choose your side, it will be chosen for you. And so many people out there, and it's not their fault. They're a part of the program. They've been unable to wake up yet. The side has been chosen for them as they remain in a deep sleep due to conditioning and programming that they did not call in. They were schooled like that, and their parents were schooled like that. But the consequence of that means they've remained ignorant. They don't question anything. They're walking around half asleep. Now you can't even see their emotions because they've covered their face up, and they daren't go outside, and they're staying away from everybody. Their side, because they're unable to make a choice for themselves, a decision is made for them. But those of us that are awake, those of us that know that we are the one, Neo, the ones that are connected, that are a part of life itself, biological life, not autonomic machine life, we get to choose. So choose life, choose your side, choose light, choose love, choose vibrancy. Choose to be empowered. And how do you empower yourself? How do you, when you are pushed and backed into a corner and forced to wake up? How do you empower yourself whilst it seems like we are powerless? It starts with love. And it starts with loving yourself, which means taking the time to develop consistent daily habits where you eat well, you drink smoothies for breakfast, you consume more living foods, leafy greens, papayas, bananas, avocados, almonds, chia seeds, alive, living, fresh foods that you don't cook. You consume more of those every single day. You get outside in nature every day without fail. You take off your shoes. You stand on the earth and connect with it. Take in those negative ions that reduce inflammation, that energize you, that connect you to the stars. And you breathe deeply. Breathe in that energy. And you blow out that waste. Do it for 20 minutes a day. Get into these simple practices. Because otherwise, you're going to remain where you are, distracted, overwhelmed. But Drew, I don't have time. I've got kids. I've got a job to do. There's this, that, and the other. Get up earlier. Because your life depends on it. Our lives depend on it. And if you don't take care of yourself by loving yourself, by following those simple practices of nature, the principles of life, if you don't do that, then the decision will be made for you. You won't have the power to stand your ground. You won't have the clarity of mind to be able to come up with creative solutions to what's going on right now. And that is where it's at. It's not about fighting. It's about standing up. It's about announcing who you are. It's about sharing. It's about then expressing yourself, sitting in deep contemplation, being an open vessel for that which wants to come through, and that which wants to come through is that which made us, and that which made us, otherwise known as God, the universe, the source, the prime creator. Ultimately, it is love itself. So love yourself. Start to eat better. I'm loving myself right now. I'm on day 9 of a juice feast where I'm drinking nothing but fresh vegetables and fruit juices, 4, 5, 6 liters every single day. I'm going for 30 days, maybe longer. And I'm doing this so that I can cleanse, heal, and detoxify every single cell in my body, so that I run clean, efficient, and radiant. So that I become alive, so my vibration raises to another frequency. Because I don't want to stay in this 3D world. And as this split occurs, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the tyranny, the madness, getting locked up? Or are you going to choose freedom, enjoyment, playfulness, laughter, harmony? I know which one I'm choosing. And I'm making sure and ensuring that I am in a powerful, strong position to be able to make that choice, to be able to go in that direction. And it starts with your vibration, which starts with loving yourself, which starts with your daily habits. So take care of yourself. Start to adopt simple practices, like I said earlier. Eat more living foods. Smoothies for breakfast is a great start. Affirmations, daily affirmations. Get an accountability partner. Get somebody who you respect, who you're close to. Make a deal with them and say, I'm going to write out 5 affirmations every single day. I'm so happy and grateful now that I live the life of my dreams. That £20,000 comes into my account every month. And that I have radiant health. Because I wake up every single day and I commit to breath work, to meditation, to hot cold showers, to smoothies for breakfast. And when you write 5 affirmations out like that, you send it to your friend, your accountability buddy. You take a picture of it, you record the audio, and you send it to each other every single day, and you develop that habit of consistency. And when you develop that habit of consistency for something that's beneficial, because everything we do, if we're being lazy and we're not showing up, then we're consistently being lazy and not showing up. If we're angry and frustrated, we're consistently angry and frustrated. So whatever we do, we're doing it consistently most of the time. So develop consistent habits. Get somebody to hold you accountable, to support you. I'm juicing right now, and I have 10 other people that I check in with every single day in a group I created on Telegram. 10 people. All I do is just say, hey, I succeeded. We don't have to get into big dialogue about it. It's simple, but it's holding me accountable. It's ensuring I show up, because otherwise it'd be real easy for me to walk away and just, I'll just have a nibble on this and that, and before I know it, I'm back to square one. Not able to think straight, putting poisons in my body, unable to come up with creative solutions to very serious problems. So, get support, find help, create a circle of friends, make a commitment, voice it, share it, get on video, do it, announce that you are here, you are life itself. Because at the end of the day, what else matters? As we get backed into this corner, as they push us to the brink and force us to wake up, what else matters? That you take your furlough payment, your 6 pieces of silver to sell your soul and not stand for what you believe in, for your rights? It's time to make a choice, Neo. Blue pill or red pill. And whichever choice you take, I love you all the same. I love you all the same, no matter what. You see, if anything, this whole crazy scenario that we're in right now, it has taught me deep compassion and patience and acceptance. You are me, and I am you, and we are the animals, and we are the plants, the flowers, the trees, the insects, the skies, the ocean, the stars. We truly are in this together.